Businesses engage in public, is that public, sorry, relations activities to boost their image. State three forms of public relations activities in which businesses engage. Also describe each of the following methods of promoted sales, which would be loyalty points and bundling. Here we go. Okay, I'm seeing something in the chat here. I agree with you. That's so true. There are some young people, some kids, like you said, who tend to look older than their age. It depends on their size because some of them are naturally taller, and yeah, and not only that, the way how some of them tend to present themselves in what I mean, the way they dress. So some parents, the truth be told, allow their adolescents to dress as if they are adults. So it becomes sometimes really tricky to differentiate by just looking, unless they are in school uniform you without, but some of them when they are wearing casual clothing or stuff like that. Yeah, it can be difficult to tell. So yeah, that's a great point you mentioned there. Okay, so the first part of the question states three forms of public relations activities. One, so sponsorship of events. Businesses support events, example, sports, school activities to build a good image. So public relations simply means what normally businesses do or organizations to build a good relation with people who live within close proximity or the community in which the business resides. So it's a way to, I want to say, keep the villagers happy in a way, um, to allow villagers to see that the business is concerned for them and their well-being. So it means normally businesses that are involved in public relations, they tend to avoid air pollution. Sometimes they would sponsor events, they may sponsor scholarships, different things. Also press releases, sharing um positive information about the business with the media. So yeah, some people call it like news from a business to keep customers and people in the public abreast, so that they would be informed. So how do you think people would know about any new products that companies normally intend to make public? They normally either do a press release, or when I say press release, it don't have to be like how the news would do it and they come on and news that government will have a press release. Not like that. They would normally post it on their website or sometimes on their social media. I see that Mark Zuckerberg, since they now own, well, for a while now, they own WhatsApp. If you don't know who Mark Zuckerberg is, hopefully you'll do. He's the owner of Facebook, okay? But he also owns, well, he's not the only owner, but he's one of the main founders, right? Or co-founders, because I think he founded Facebook with a friend. I can't remember the exact story, but it's something like that. So he owns not just Facebook, but also Instagram and WhatsApp. And I saw that he has this group, like a public group where he would send random stuff and updates about certain things and try to communicate with people on WhatsApp. Or like I don't always be on that chat because I don't have time for those things really. I just honestly don't have the time. So yeah. So that's his way of building public relations. There's also of doing press releases. We also have like community involvement or charity work, so donating or helping communities to improve public perception. So yeah, donating, helping out, people would feel okay, they care, and the way that the public will think or perceive them would be in a positive light. So other acceptable answers would be open day, so like an event or something where people could just randomly come, learn about the company, possibly get samples, stuff like that. Newsletters could be used, but it's something, okay, let's say a press release was done using a video, that the information in the video can be converted to a letter that is emailed to existing customers and stuff. If they could also do public service announcements. I mean, there are different ways to keep the public informed and also to build a relationship with members of the public, mainly those in close proximity. Describe each method of promoting sales. So we have loyalty points. Customers earn points each time they make a purchase, which can later be redeemed for discounts, rewards, or free items. So the purpose will be encourages repeat purchases and customer loyalty. For sure. Um, I don't know what yours, but one of the groceries that I purchased from, the one of the main reasons I prefer to buy from them than other groceries is because with my loyalty card, I mean, I don't get the cashier, but on my card, I every time I purchase, my points increase, and when my points increase, it means the money that is available on that card to buy groceries, if I choose to use the card itself, money from my pocket increases. So yes, loyalty points in that way could definitely increase repeat purchases. Because people like myself know, okay, if I go back to this specific grocery, I'll get more points, which means I'll get more money on my loyalty card. Okay. And there's also bundling. So this is when a business sells two or more products together at a single reduced price. Yeah. So some people would prefer buy one, get one free, buy one, get one at a discounted cost because now they pay less than the full amount. So that also encourages customers to buy more items and increases sales. Moving on, and you all know the deal. Ask your questions as they come. Don't wait until the end, but if you have questions as I go, send them in. Once I see them, I will respond. Part C, describe each of the following marketing activities. We have pricing and also distribution. Part D, sorry. Uh, Firms utilize different strategies to determine the price at which products will be sold. Complete the table below by identifying each pricing strategy described in column one. Here we go. What is that here? Cool Beverages recently introduced a new line of lemon-based soft drinks with an introductory price below that of similar products. Now I have my answers below, but I will tell you all right away. That is called penetration pricing. Penetration prices is normally when a new business that enters an existing industry wants to gain traction, wants to create a customer base because they normally don't have any customers when they now start. So they start at a very cheap price. It's a great strategy so people could test out what you sell and you could possibly get word of mouth and other recommendations and people get to know you and you have repeat customers. So it helps in a great way to grow a new business. The other one is all the bakeries in San Porto sell sugar buns at approximately the same price. That is competitive pricing. Normally, when it is businesses have very close prices, it's competition. Like, because now, I think I need to become a person who pays attention to discounts more, but I'm not the type of person who pays attention to discounts or lower prices as much as some other people do. If I want something and I see it, I buy it. But if I see it somewhere else at a lower price, I would most likely buy it, but I will also be a little bit cautious too because I'm thinking, is this the same quality or not? So yeah, The second one is competitive pricing. The third one is the jazz festival charges different admission prices for students, adults, and seniors. That is called discrimination pricing. Now, some people may say, well, children is children, which is true, and normally parents have to pay for their children. So it appears as a fair way to charge a less amount for children. But according to business strategy, it is called discrimination, which simply means discrimination occurs in this context where the same product or service is being sold at different prices for different people. In this case, students, adults, and seniors. So the students are more like children, adults are like parents, the seniors are like grandparents. So are attending the same jazz festival, but the prices are different because of the age ranges. Hence, it is seen as discrimination pricing. Okay, even though, again, we know most of the times parents pay for their children. So for the parents, they would see that as you pay less and it's, less costly on their behalf, which is good. But based on the actual pricing strategy, it is discrimination, okay? Because if it's not discrimination, it means that everyone should be charged the same price, okay? The other questions above that I did not respond to are, yeah, was pricing and distribution. So pricing is the process of deciding how much money customers must pay for a product or service. So based on factors like cost, demand, and condition, it helps the business cover costs and make a profit. So yeah, businesses don't want to overprice nor underprice. Their price should be not very far from the industry average. Industry average is normally the average of all the businesses selling the same thing in the industry. If it's a little bit above that, it may not be bad as long as it's high quality and stuff. There are people who will purchase. If it's lower, there are people who would still purchase, but at the same time, if the price is too low, the business or organization might be incurring a loss. If a business is not making profits and they are making losses, they will not last very long in business. So pricing should be precise, okay, as much as possible. A price where people can afford and would also provide profits to the organization. Distribution, right? So distribution involves the movement of goods from the producer to the final consumer. So including transportation, storage, and delivery methods. It ensures products are available at the right place and time. So yeah, distribution means the goods are being distributed. For instance, you should be familiar with Kids Baking Company. Kids Baking Company have their own distribution vans that we tend to see by groceries or shops within our villages. So that moves the goods from the producer, which is Kids Baking Company, their factory, to normally not always the final consumer, because the final consumer is the person who's actually eating their products, but close enough in the sense where retailers, so groceries are retailer, um, well, not all groceries are retailers, but most of them are. As long as you are not required to buy bulk or in large amounts, it's a retailer. Um, Shops within the villages and communities are also retailers. So the final customer and a consumer, because there is a difference between a customer and a consumer. A customer is a person who purchases a product or service, but they don't use it for themselves. The consumer is the person who actually uses the good or service. Sometimes the consumer is also the customer. So, for instance, if I go to the shop right now and I purchase a goodie and I also eat the goodie when I return home, I am both the customer and the consumer. However, if one of my siblings purchased the goodie on my behalf and then bring it to me and I eat it, then the sibling who purchased that goodie is the customer, and I am just the consumer. So yeah. Uh, so this was based on what I went through before. Okay, there was a penetrating strategy with the low price. There was a competitive pricing with businesses with similar or prices very close. And the discrimination prices, which was based on offering different price for the same item or event or service to different groups or demographics in terms of age ranges and stuff. Once again, if you have questions, make sure and ask them. However, I am moving on. Part E says examine the advertisement shown in figure 2. It says here, perfect season for this, right? Worried you won't ace your POB exam. Want to guarantee a grade 1 straight A's? Selling a distinction, yeah, you know. Sign up with Mr. Genius Extras institution. Highly qualified, 20 years experience, success guaranteed, or money back. Conditions apply. Okay, so for details, call 12345600000 or email geniusextras@gmail.com. So they said name the type of advertising shown in figure 2. This is definitely persuasive advertising because the information that is provided is telling us that you need to sign up, you are guaranteed success, you get a grade 1. It's trying to persuade and convince people that you getting this grade. It's a must. It's not like a maybe for sure. So a lot of people, I am saying again, a lot of people, if they want to write POB and they see an ad like this, they'll be like, I believe this. But there are some who would be more cautious. They might do a little bit more research and see if they have reviews to put in. It is definitely a persuasive advertisement. Okay, the others I will read below unless, says states the main objective of the type of advertising displayed in figure 1. Also identify one group being targeted by the advertisement and suggests one effective communications medium that Mr. Genus uh, could use to present the advertisement to his target market. Okay, we went through this part already. That was the pursuit of advertisement. So, state the main objective or goal to persuade customers to purchase or sign up for the service. So, the focus is influencing behavior, not just informant. Normally, anytime an ad has a call to action, such as, where is it? Call, sign up with, it's telling you to do something. If an ad is giving you instructions to do something, it is trying to influence your behavior. Okay, sign up. If you sign up, you will influence. Okay, identify one target group. Students preparing for POB, which is Principles of Business exams. So yes, it's specifically for those who want high grades, who are looking for one with all A's, which we like to call a distinction. Okay, the next one suggests one effective communication medium. So, which way this ad could be communicated to potential students or parents or students who are writing POB? Social media, example, Instagram or Facebook. It will be effective because students are active online. Now, from what I've seen, um, a lot more students tend to be on Instagram or probably TikTok now, because TikTok is a thing. But between Facebook and Instagram, I think more young people on Instagram than Facebook itself. A lot of them still on Facebook, but Facebook tends to have a more diverse audience with a lot more elderly people, grown folks. but I still have the young ones too. Okay. Other acceptable answers, radio, but radio would be more for like parents. And in this modern day, a lot of parents don't even listen to radio. But I don't even listen to radio, so I can imagine you're listening to radio. I don't think so. The next one is flyers or posters in school. That as well is a great medium or example. And WhatsApp. But if they are doing WhatsApp, they may have to like direct message. WhatsApp has a way you could boost or promote ads, but I never saw any ad showing up on WhatsApp, so I'm not sure how that's going to work on WhatsApp unless it's like directly messaging people. Okay. Again, if you have questions, ask them. Part V, outline one reason for the communication medium suggested in E, that's six. Okay. So social media is effective or would be successful because it directly reaches the target audience, which would be students, who use platforms like Instagram and Facebook regularly, increasing the likelihood that they will see and respond to the advertisement. That's true. You all are young people, right? So you know where you hang out. Now I know some parents don't